Welcome back to Explain the Charts, your premier destination for unbiased, in-depth market analysis and technical breakdowns. Today, July 28th, 2025, our spotlight shines on LTCUSD, more commonly known as Litecoin, the digital silver, which is currently at the epicenter of a whirlwind of exciting developments and dynamic price action. The broader cryptocurrency landscape is absolutely buzzing, and Litecoin, as one of the oldest and most established altcoins, finds itself right at the forefront of this excitement, especially concerning some truly groundbreaking institutional news. Just recently, Pharma, a publicly traded pharmaceutical company, sent shockwaves through the financial world by announcing a substantial $100 million private placement specifically earmarked for establishing a Litecoin treasury. This pivotal and unprecedented move positions Pharma as the very first and only publicly traded entity to hold a significant amount of LTC on a national exchange. A powerful endorsement that signals a monumental step towards broader corporate adoption and mainstream validation for Litecoin. Adding even more fuel to this already strong bullish narrative are the persistent whispers and concrete regulatory filings we've seen for pending spot and basket exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, from major, reputable asset managers like CoinSharesCo, Canary Funds, and Grayscale. The eventual approval of these ETFs, which many anticipate, could unlock vast tranches of institutional capital, providing a substantial liquidity boost and accelerating mainstream acceptance for Litecoin, an event the entire market is eagerly awaiting. Even Litecoin's highly respected founder, Satoshi Lite, has publicly expressed his conviction, stating that crypto is about to get king crazy, reflecting a collective sense of profound optimism and high expectation for truly significant market moves ahead. Now, with this compelling backdrop in mind, let's turn our undivided attention to the charts. As we first view the daily chart for LTCUSD, encompassing comprehensive data from March 2024 to the very recent July 27, 2025, a compelling and unmistakable long-term bullish trend immediately stands out, setting the stage for our detailed analysis. The overall price trajectory has been consistently and strongly upward, characterized by a textbook series of ascending higher highs and higher lows, painting a vivid picture of sustained investor confidence and continuous accumulation of Litecoin. This underlying fundamental strength and positive market sentiment is further evidenced by Litecoin's impressive outperformance against major global fiat currencies, specifically highlighted by its approximate 34% surge against both the Brazilian real and the Colombian peso over the past 30 days alone. This consistent upward momentum strongly suggests that the barrage of recent positive news flow is indeed effectively translating into tangible and measurable price appreciation, underscoring the market's response to these developments. To fully appreciate the nuances of Litecoin's price action and identify crucial turning points that have shaped its current trajectory, let's now strategically narrow our view on the daily chart. We will focus specifically on the dynamic period from August 5, 2024, which marked a significant low, extending all the way through to the latest available data for July 27, 2025. This extended timeframe vividly encapsulates the entirety of the current bullish cycle, originating from a critical low point around $49.72 recorded on August 5, which has since solidified as a robust and essential long-term support base. From this deep foundational level, Litecoin initiated a remarkably strong and consistent rally, steadily ascending the charts. During this ascent, it encountered its first significant overhead resistance near the $100 to $110 range towards the close of 2024. This particular area, which had previously served as a stubborn point of contention for price, was eventually breached with remarkable conviction in early December, notably fueled by a surge of significant buying volume that overwhelmed sellers. This decisive breakout successfully paved the way for Litecoin to achieve impressive new highs within our historical dataset, first peaking at approximately $141.14 in January 2025 and subsequently revisiting the challenging $140 mark in February. These specific levels, oscillating precisely between $140 and $141, clearly define a formidable and established resistance zone, as vividly evidenced by the sharp pullbacks and rejections experienced each time the price attempted to conquer these heights. A meticulous analysis of the volume profile throughout this period reveals crucial insights. Significant upward price movements, especially during the powerful November and December 2024 rallies, were consistently accompanied by substantial and confirming trading volume, unequivocally affirming strong buyer interest and widespread market participation. Conversely, pronounced price declines, such as the notable and swift drop observed in late February 2025, also closely coincided with elevated selling volume, indicating active profit-taking by early investors or increased bearish pressure entering the market from short positions. Following the ambitious February highs, Litecoin has predominantly entered a phase of healthy consolidation, impressively maintaining its value and holding strong predominantly above the psychological $100 level, which has since transformed into a critical and repeatedly tested support. Our most current market price, meticulously derived from the closing of the July 27, 2025 daily candle, stands at a respectable $114.85, indicating that Litecoin is currently re-challenging immediate resistance just below $115. A decisive and sustained close above this $115 level would be a crucial confirmation of continued upward momentum in the short term, potentially signaling the next leg of its rally. Now, to provide the most granular perspective available from our data, let's strategically shift our focus and zoom in even further to the 15-minute chart. This view allows us to examine the very recent intraday movements, specifically concentrating on the period between July 23 and July 25, 2025. It is crucial for viewers to understand that while this data offers incredibly detailed, short-term dynamics, it concludes before today, July 28, 2025, meaning it captures patterns rather than live price. Within this highly concentrated time frame, Litecoin has exhibited a distinct pattern of tighter, often oscillating, price action, largely confined within the $110 to $115 range. We can clearly identify minor, yet consistently active, support around the $110 level, where selling pressure was repeatedly and effectively met with renewed buying interest, as visibly evidenced during both July 23 and 24. Conversely, a persistent and well-defined resistance consistently appeared around the $115 mark, where upward price moves were, time and again, capped, indicating an ongoing tug-of-war between determined buyers and sellers in this immediate price corridor. This type of short-term consolidation, frequently observed after significant directional moves on higher timeframes like the daily chart, typically serves as a coiled spring, often preceding a new and decisive directional push. The trading volume observed during these periods of tighter consolidation has been relatively subdued when compared to the dramatic spike seen during major daily swings, suggesting a prevailing period of market indecision or reduced conviction from both bullish and bearish factions as they patiently await fresh catalysts. For astute active day traders, a clear and sustained break above $115 or a definitive breakdown below $110 on this 15-minute chart, particularly if such a move is accompanied by a noticeable uptick in trading volume, would serve as the primary and most reliable signal to anticipate the next short-term price leg. These intricate microtrends are absolutely crucial for precise short-term entry and exit strategies, but they should always be carefully considered and executed within the broader context of the overriding daily and weekly trends for a holistic view. Bringing our comprehensive, multi-timeframe analysis full circle, let's now strategically revert to the broader daily chart forecast to meticulously summarize the most critical price levels and forecast potential future movements in both the short and long term. On the upside, the immediate and most pressing hurdle for Litecoin is the psychological and technical resistance just below $115, a level it is currently diligently attempting to overcome. Beyond that, traders and investors should keep a very keen eye on the next significant overhead resistance at $120, a level that could present a challenge before further ascent. Following $120, we encounter the formidable resistance zones between $130 to $135, and most importantly, the prior absolute peak resistance around $140 to $141, representing the highest price point in our current dataset. A decisive and sustained break and subsequent close above this $140 to $141 resistance would constitute an incredibly bullish and monumental development, unequivocally signaling a potential new parabolic move towards the ambitious $165 target that various market analysts are now confidently eyeing. This kind of confirmed breakout would strongly suggest the initiation of a brand new, powerful leg up in Litecoin's already well-established long-term bullish trend. Conversely, on the downside, immediate support is found near $112, a recent low point from which the price could potentially find a temporary bounce. A more robust and absolutely vital support zone, crucial for maintaining the current overarching upward momentum, lies around the psychological $100 mark, where Litecoin has consistently found strong buying interest and price stabilization in the past. Should this critical $100 level fail to hold under sustained selling pressure, the next significant long-term support can be reliably identified around the $90 level, which has historically served as a resilient and tested floor for price. And in the event of a more severe and widespread market downturn, the critical multi-month support resides firmly in the $80 area, a key zone that has consistently triggered strong and rapid price reversals, often acting as a launchpad. For a short-term bullish scenario, consistent daily closes above $115 and particularly above $120, coupled with clearly increasing trading volume, would significantly reinforce upward momentum, making a swift push towards $130 to $135 highly likely. We confidently assess the likelihood of this immediate bullish move as high, approximately 70%, especially if more unequivocally positive institutional news, such as further corporate treasury adoptions or accelerated ETF progress, continues to emerge. A short-term bearish reversal, perhaps triggered by a decisive rejection at $115 or $120, could send Litecoin back to test $100 or even $90, particularly if broader crypto market weakness materializes concurrently. The likelihood of such a short-term pullback is moderate, around 30%, especially if there's a lack of immediate positive catalysts or a surge in profit-taking. Turning to the long-term outlook, Litecoin's trajectory appears overwhelmingly bullish, with its ultimate performance significantly hinging on whether the pending Spot and Basket ETFs finally receive regulatory green light. This monumental regulatory event, if it occurs, would be the single most potent catalyst, almost certainly driving LTC well beyond its current resistance levels and potentially paving the way towards, and even significantly exceeding the $165 price target, making this scenario approximately 80% likely upon confirmed approval, but only a moderate 50% otherwise. On the other hand, a deeply bearish long-term scenario, characterized by a sustained and severe breakdown below the foundational $80 to $50 range, seems considerably less probable at this juncture given the current market dynamics and positive fundamental shifts. Such a severe and sustained decline would likely necessitate a major, unforeseen regulatory crackdown globally or a systemic, unprecedented collapse across the entire cryptocurrency market, events to which we currently assign a low likelihood of 15%. When considering your own personal trading and investment decisions, always look for confirming signals. Significant volume spikes accompanying breakouts add immense credibility to upward moves, while low-volume price changes should always be viewed with a degree of caution. It is paramount to keep a vigilant and active eye on all forthcoming announcements regarding ETF approvals and any further corporate treasury adoptions, as these fundamental drivers are indisputably the most potent catalysts for Litecoin's future price action. Furthermore, continuously monitor the overall macro crypto market sentiment, paying particular attention to the performance of Bitcoin and Ethereum, as their movements often serve as leading indicators and profoundly influence the broader altcoin market, including Litecoin. Remember, trading and investing in cryptocurrencies inherently involve significant risk, and this comprehensive analysis is provided solely for educational and informational purposes, not as financial advice. Always conduct your own thorough due diligence and prioritize robust risk management in every aspect of your trading strategy. Stay informed, stay disciplined, and happy trading.